Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. I've had a week off work this week. Deborah has been in Rhodes on holiday. She's actually due back late on tonight or early tomorrow morning. I had visions of getting all kinds done in the workshop. I want to get my steam engine finished. I need to get my little steam engines ready for the new rally season. We've been getting some new flooring fitted, so basically I've been helping out with that. Then I decided to change the downstairs toilet, which was a really major operation. You think something simple, I'm pleased I don't do that for a living. Normally I don't do DIY work, I just get somebody in, pay them to do it, and I do what I do. Anyway, that's basically where my week's gone. I have got some nightcap material. That's just one nightcap, but I think it's a half-hour one, and it's nearly all welding. I do some aluminium crankcase repairs, which I find interesting. Got some good arc shots, and I do a two-stroke expansion chamber repair. I hope you find that interesting. I dread to think the amount of times I've been welding and I've put the torch down like that and the bastard thing's burnt a hole in my trousers and burnt my leg. Or you put it down there and it falls onto the floor and you break a ceramic. You put it down and the hot ceramic melts something you don't want melted. So I've decided to make myself a TIG torch holder. I've only been TIG welding for the last 15 years and I've never had a TIG torch holder, so I'm going to make one. Nice little simple plasma design and cut out job. That's the cutout I've just made. It was a rusty bit of plate, but it'll not matter. It's cleaned up alright. It should bend without having to use the actual sheet bender. It should just push across. This is 2mm plate, which is more than thick enough for what it's got to do. I've seen these with a magnet on the bottom. Sometimes I weld it onto the bench. Haven't decided yet what I'm going to do to mount it. I've simply clamped it onto my welding jig on my welding table just to show how it works, and the torch simply goes in there like that. You can pick it out, weld, put it back in. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. It probably just stop there because most of the welding's done on the bench. Nothing the matter with that. I like it. If anybody wants one of these, send us an email. I'm sure I'll be able to sort something out for you at a reasonable price. Isn't that so simple and useful? It really is. When the wife was on holiday, I decided to paint a shed, tidy it up a little bit, and put some cutouts on. These are cutouts have been left outside to rust. Actually cutouts people have bought and paid for and they haven't picked up. I particularly like that one, the Cosworth's really nice. I've got a two-stroke motorbike cased in here for repair. There's a little piece of the casting there broken. That bearing's scrapped, so I'm going to worry about damaging that. It's had water in it, but I have taped up the two bearings and the gearbox side he wants to keep. I'll bring the camera in a little bit closer so you can see what we're up against. Right, so that's the crack bit there. It's been glued back in with some sort of glue. You can't just slabber a bit weld on the outside. You've just got to take that part out and then build it up. So we'll remove that. You can see you could never weld there, it's too dirty. So I'll clean this up and I'll probably make a little copper format to go in the back because copper melts at a much higher temperature than aluminium. The aluminium won't stick to the copper, and you can use that to lay the weld into. But we've got to get rid of all of this first. It's going to be nice, bright, shiny, clean aluminium, and even then you can't guarantee it'll weld. Some of these casings weld great, other ones are complete crap. It just depends on the quality of the aluminium really, and there's only one way to find out, and that's to weld it. A little bit of candle wax on the cutter helps to stop it from clogging up. You wouldn't want me doing your dentistry work, would you? Right, we'll make a little copper former, soften it, put it into there and then have a go at welding it. To soften the little copper former, you simply heat it up to a cherry red and you let it cool or quench it. And that anneals it or softens it. You can do this with copper as many times as you want. I'll put the light out so you can see it's going a nice red colour. That's rather warm. Right, this copper will be nice and soft now. Basically like plasticine, and it should form nice and easily in there like that, which is just what we need it to do. We'll get a grip on there with some wool grips and then we'll have a go at welding it. That looks good. So you can see there, we've got a nice format to lie the aluminium onto, or the weld material onto. One thing I have done with this little welding fixture table, I had a spare earth lead and I've clamped that onto the table, which is earthed directly to the welder, which means I can clamp that onto the job to make sure you do get a good earth, because often things are painted and you might have seen me welding and you've seen sparks jumping under there. Not a good idea. So we've definitely got a really good solid earth on there, so it'll work at that sort of angle. I'll bring the camera in so you can possibly see the weld in progress. I'll show you the settings I use to weld castings like that on this 261 Artec TIG welder. At the minute it's on DC TIG, so we'll go down AC TIG and it's on easy set. So at the minute, using a 2.4mm tungsten, I use 2.4s for most things. Thickness of the aluminium, we'll call it 5mm, so I've got plenty of power to play with. There's two types of aluminium, that's silicon, that's castings, and that's Maggie, that's normally extrusions. So we'll go silicon based aluminium. Call it a corner joint. It's got 5 pulse settings built in to the basic easy set menu. I'm not going to use pulse on this particular weld. I'm using a pedal, so it's going to give me 155 amps, which is more than what I'll need. Cup size 7, gas flow 9 litres a minute. We'll give it a go and see what it welds like. Just nearly walk around first, just to put a bit of heat out and try and boil some of the side out of it. This is where you find out whether it's decent material or total crap. Starting to puddle there. Not bad material at all. Put plenty of build up on because it can always grind it off. This fixture table has been really good. I use it all the time now. I won't add what I used to use before I had it. It's ideal, you can clamp things. That's my independent earth just to make sure. It really is a good bit of kit. I must tidy this bench up. I must. Right, that's what we're looking for, a little bit of candle wax. Does make a massive difference to the cutter's life. Right, we'll leave it at that. It's going to be enough clearance there. And I'll just finish that off with a file. Nice flat file. I could do it on a milling machine. I might have to put a little bit more in there. The bastard could be undercut. We'll see what it turns out like. Just that little bit there. I'm not gonna re-weld it for that little bit. Yeah, it's definitely going to seal on that, alright. I've got an exhaust system here off a 2-stroke motorbike. It's obvious what's the matter with it. It's got a big hole in there. The material's thin, really thin, probably 0.6 to 0.8 mil, if not thinner, and it's corroded. I'm going to put a patch on that. I would like to TIG weld it, but the trouble is, being a 2-stroke, it'll pull all the oil and crap from the inside and contaminate the weld. So I'm going to do it with a MIG. I've got some, that's 0.8 material. I'll weld a patch into there. And I'll show you how I set the MIG up, when in fact how the MIG sets itself up. And we'll try and get it welded in. It's already been repaired there, that looks like gas welding that. Gas welding would be the way I would normally do this, but I haven't got any oxyacetylene. I've never gas welded for a long time. So that's the plan. We'll weld it on and we'll form it round and then cut it and tap it into shape. Hopefully we can get it sealed up. I'm just going to grind some of that weld off there, so we've got somewhere nice for the plate to sit into. I'm sure we're going to good earth on the exhaust as well. Nice clear earth points, very important. I've got a massive earth clamp on because I normally just have this mounted onto the welding table. Right. Horrible, dirty two-stroke shite. Ah. This is the new make from Artec, the 181. The predecessor was the 180, which is a brilliant little set, but this one's improved. It's got a digital display, it's got an easy set button on it. So I'm going to go straight in the easy set. First thing you find is two wire, I think it says 0.6 and 0.8. 0.6 will probably be better for what I'm doing, but I'm going to weld it with 0.8 because that's normally what I do. So 0.8 wire, that shows me what it will weld using 0.8 wire. All the way up to 4mm. These are full penetration welds as well. Right, so we're on 0.8 wire. It's going to give me 3.2 meters a minute at 15 volts, and you can tweak it either way on the wire speed or on the voltage just to get it the way you want it. We'll try a test weld on the thin material. Right, for a basic setting, that's not bad at all, that's pretty good that. It's going right through as well, so we'll give it a try on the exhaust here and get it tacked together. It's certainly thin. Right, so we've got a little tack on there, we'll knock it into shape and then try and run a I'll get it all tacked up and then bring the camera in a little bit closer so you can see exactly what's happening. Right, not too bad at all this. And we'll cut that off now and then fold it over. We've certainly got it, the big hole covered up. I'll bring the camera in and see how it welds on the real thin stuff. Do little short pulses, let it cool down. For an out of the box setting on this stuff, that's really good. And that's not just stuck on top, that's proper welded that. One more little bit in the corner there to do. Quite pleased with that, it's certainly got it stuck together. A little bit polished up with a floppy disk and it'll be good to go. I've ground the weld on the patch and I'm quite pleased with it, but I've also noticed it's cracked all the way around that seam as well, so I might as well weld that up while I'm on. This has been TIG welded originally. I think I folded a lip. Let's see if I can run some MIG down there just to try and seal it up a little bit. This really is thin. I've got a hole there to fill in. Down there. If you blow a hole in it, just move away and go back to it. Right, we've got to know when to stop, and now's the time to stop. Once again, it's just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. I keep saying subscribing. I am very near to 100,000 subscribers and it'll be really nice to get there. Also, if you do like what you see here, I have got a Patreon channel where you see more in-depth videos, a little bit more swearing, and there's absolutely no adverts at all. Anyway, thanks for watching. Favourite tool again, Dodge drill.